Cervantes. You're listening to Organically Blunt, a cannabis lifestyle podcast that's raw, uncut, and unedited. Please enjoy the show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Organically Blunt. This morning, I have the opportunity to sit down and interview one of the first waterproof hemp shoes in the industry, 8,000 Kicks. Welcome to Organically Blunt, Bernardo. I think I pronounced that correctly.
Not really, but that's fine. It's called Bernardo, like Bernard. But
Okay,
yeah,
I apologize.
no worries,
So,
that's okay.
so how's the weather in your part of the world right now?
It's super cold here, but no, it's like Portuguese cold, so it's not
Okay.
freezing yet. It's just cold. But we are like Portugal is very similar to California. Once it gets below not so hot, we we complain a lot.
Sure, definitely. So, I kind of want to start out kind of simple here with you guys. And can you tell us about 8,000 Kicks and their mission and how they got started?
Sure. So it all started as a joke, to be honest. So it was 2019. I just moved out from London. I was back home in Portugal. Uh, I was looking for something like I want to do my own thing. I want to create impact. I want to change the world. I'm a pretty ambitious guy. And then was one night. It was like 5 in the morning. It was pretty late. We all smoked up, very drunk, very high. I mean, no one was saying anything serious. And one of my friends came up with the idea of making a cannabis shoe because he thought it was a brilliant idea. I mean, obviously it was a joke, but I thought there could be something into it. So I was digging and I was searching, and I really accidentally found that this plant has a lot of potential. I mean, most people know cannabis for smoking, but I was like, whoa, this plant can change the world. And that was like a little bit of a serendipity moment that changed my life. Uh, like a few days after, I went to my grandmother, which is the person that I know in the world that knows more about textiles. So I reach out to her and say, hey, what do you think about us making a cannabis shoe? And she was very mad. She was not happy. I mean, my grandmother is against everything. I mean, it's typical grandmother that she's against everything that is like drug and yeah, anything that is drug related, anything that is, and basically she was raised in a world where cannabis was evil, and it was only until a few like 1 or 2 weeks after that I ordered some cannabis samples like fabric, some hemp canvas, that she saw it and she was like, wow, this actually is very interesting, this has a lot of potential. So she gave me a chance, and from then on we started to make samples and prototypes, and we launched on Kickstarter what it was the world's first waterproof hemp shoes. So we not only make the shoes in hemp, but we also made them waterproof, and we make a contemporary sneaker that is stylish and perfect for everyday use.
Definitely. It's very interesting. When I came across you guys, I was like, whoa, I'm like, I got to hear the story behind this because you don't ever see hemp shoes. I've got some hemp t-shirts. I got some hemp sweaters, hoodies, but I don't have any shoes. So I was like, wow, that is impressive. Definitely. So, so do you realize how small of a carbon footprint you guys are making? I mean, that is
Absolutely.
that is impressive. I mean, how does that compare to using a traditional shoe? How much of a
Yeah.
less carbon footprint are you guys
Yeah.
creating?
So we're very careful to measure these things, and it's very very difficult because I mean every shoe is different. Every shoe is manufactured in a different place. Every shoe uses different components. So we have to do a real complete assessment to the entire life cycle of the shoe. So I can tell you that our Explorer has a carbon footprint of 4.1 kilos. And most people would
Wow.
say like, whoa, 4.1 kilos. And people like, it's actually nothing. A
Right.
pair of leather boots or leather shoes can go to up to almost 100 kilos of CO2 per pair. And that's because you have to account for energy transforming this, the energy that is consumed while raising cattle, the soybeans to feed cattle, then transportation, because this livestock is I mean most leather, I mean the good leather, I mean a lot of it comes from South America, Brazil, Argentina, and it has to be sent to across the world. I mean, all these processes count, and it's a huge thing that we only do 4.1 instead of like 100.
Right. Definitely. That's impressive. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys, just out of curiosity, how does 8,000 kicks ensure the durability and the longevity of the shoe? I mean, we know hemp is strong and it doesn't wear very fast, but at the same time, I mean, how long does it? Have you tested a pair to see how long they hold up and how long they've been
Yeah, yeah,
doing?
yeah. We've tested it, and I mean, users keep sharing their feedback daily, which is
Sure.
critical for us. I mean, honestly, we can make the strongest fiber in the world. We can do all the lab tests in the world, but then nothing is going to replace like thousands of people wearing the shoes every day and sharing with us what is the failures of the shoe. Because I mean, sometimes some shoes, it's not the fiber that breaks, it's actually the soles or the eyelets or something else. What we do is we put a lot of research and development into improving it.
Head east on Hickory
Because
Court toward Walnut Drive.
Okay.
and
Excellent. Awesome.
yeah. So, for instance, let's say the first fiber and the first fabric that we started with, it was not as strong as the fiber we have today. But the thing is, we have to imagine that we are re-engineering an industry that was stagnated for 50 years. So you have to relearn how to use the fiber, work the fiber, and improve it, and that takes time.
Definitely.
So
Yes.
I mean, we had a lot of problems in the past. We still have some with our oldest models, but now like the newest productions that we're coming up with, they're like really well done, and the fabric is incredibly good. And since we've been slowly introducing that, for instance, our new backpacks come with that fabric, and we've tried to rip it off, and it doesn't rip. It's like it's really strong, and
Definitely.
that's close to being as good as we dreamed of him ever being.
Definitely. We do a lot of events over here for cannabis, and I see a lot of people, festival goers, that will go to these events and they'll use bags similar to like you guys have. Because I haven't mentioned your bags yet. You guys don't just do shoes; you do bags also. And
Yeah,
a lot of people over here, they're using type of bags for when they go to events to put everything that they like we call it a knapsack. They
yeah,
put everything in there so that they can go camp at the event for the day. They have their cannabis, they have their lighter or whatever, their materials to partake in smoking the cannabis, all
yeah.
in the bag. And to know that your bag is not only made from cannabis, but it is also waterproof. That speaks volumes, because that gives the person a chance to know that while they're out at these events, and if it starts raining, their materials aren't going to get wet.
Exactly, and that's a big plus because I mean, just think of myself. I lived in London, right?
Yep. Yeah.
London is like Seattle, or it rains all the time, or
Oh
Vancouver.
man.
It sucks when you come home and everything's wet. So I'm like, nah, we gotta make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, like I say here, I don't like the cold at all. I know, and I'm in one of the coldest places around. And I don't like the cold or the snow. And I tell people, I say, I can deal with snow, I to an extent. Yeah, it's cold, but at least I can still go outside and do something. When it rains, you can't do a lot outside because you're getting wet.
It's true. That's absolutely true.
So definitely. So, one of the questions that we typically ask our guests on the show is, where did you first come across cannabis, and how old were you when you got to try it?
I was a, I mean, That's a tricky question because I was always aware of cannabis since I'm like 11, 12.
Okay.
But I only smoked my first joint when I was like 20.
Okay.
Not,
Yeah.
I didn't have anything against it.
Sure.
I was just not into it. I mean, I never smoked as either. So no, it was more due to smoking actually,
Sure.
because I have asthma,
Yep.
and it was more like a health decision. I don't want to smoke, and that included cannabis, which
Sure.
to
Sure.
me, this was a pre CBD drops or whatever, or vaping, or this was a time that I was not aware of any of those. I mean, I don't think they pretty much existed, but so the first time I ever smoked, I was like 20.
Okay. Now, what form did you smoke it in? Did you smoke it out of a pipe, a
No, it's just
paper?
just a joint
Okay. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
tobacco in it.
Excellent. Now, how was that experience for you? Did you get high the first time? Because most people don't get high the first time they smoke it, but some people do.
I don't remember, man. It was like a long time ago.
Okay. All
uh,
right.
we were in a circle. I don't know. I smoked a little bit. I felt a little bit, but not too much.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure.
but I didn't smoke that much either. So
I don't want your grandmother to come over here and hit you with a shoe or something.
no, she's okay. She knows the story.
Uh, oh,
It was a very long process of me explaining her that cannabis is not evil.
yes, yes. I've been using cannabis medically since 2006.
Well, that's a long, long time ago.
Yeah, I have what they call alopecia areata. It's an autoimmune disease where your hair falls out.
Okay. Well, okay. And it's
Yeah.
helping out cannabis.
Yes, very much. I wouldn't have any facial hair if it wasn't for cannabis.
Okay.
Yes.
And I can see you have a lot, so it definitely works.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, when people typically partake in smoking cannabis, they tend to get munchies, which is like you're hungry, you want something to
Yeah.
snack on, something sounds good. What is your go-to munchie? Like some people like sweet stuff, salty, you know?
Uh, Good question. I don't know. Whatever is in the fridge, I guess.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you had a go-to like everybody does. Like me, I like little. And I don't know if you have them over there, but over here we have these little cakes called Little Debbie's, and they that's my go-to. I go and get a bunch of them and start munching down. So, we've heard everything. Definitely. So, with that being said, it leads into another question. Sometimes it becomes spiritual for some, and sometimes it's for somebody they idolize. If you could smoke with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I don't know, man. I was not prepared for this kind of questions. There is one guy
That's the point. We want you to use your first thought that pops into your mind.
yeah, I would
First
say
person.
Elon Musk, or either Richard Branson.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely,
them.
definitely. They're both inspiring people and mentors on their own levels. Everybody has their own reasons. We just typically like to ask, we've heard everything from Bob Marley to Snoop Dogg to you name it. Musicians and famous people all over the world, Muhammad Ali, Gandhi. I've heard it all. So, we've heard Jesus. We just typically ask, try to see, if you had a chance to smoke with anybody and have a conversation, because it's more of a social tool at that point than it is anything else. So you sit down, you talk.
Yeah.
Some people want to ask somebody about the meaning of life or something. You just never know. So it's interesting to hear people's answers. Definitely,
Okay.
So, yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you have in the plans for the future of 8,000 Kicks and maybe some of the stuff we can expect coming soon
Yeah.
without giving too much away?
No, definitely. I mean, we have a pretty big launch coming up in 3 days. So that's our biggest excitement now. We have a big Kickstarter campaign. We're
Okay.
launching our boots.
Sure.
It's on Tuesday. It's going to be at 10 p.m. No, 10 a.m. Pacific time,
Okay.
which is like 4 p. Yeah, no, sorry, it's like 2 p.m. New York time, I guess. But it's going to
Okay.
be 10 a.m. Pacific time. The launch on
Sure.
Kickstarter for our new boots. We don't launch like a beta of them, like a really small production and sold out like crazy. So we're like,
Man.
well, okay, we need to scale this to a full Kickstarter campaign where people can buy this and pre-order, and we deliver them as soon as it's ready. So
Sure.
that's
Sure.
really exciting. We have something coming up for this 420, something very funny, and we have a big launch as well in the summer. So lots of exciting things coming up.
Definitely, definitely. I got a couple more questions that just kind of popped into my head, just out of
Sure.
curiosity. With your shoes, you mentioned, a lot of the problem with shoes is that the soles break down. Let's say, just for example, your soles did break down after years or however long it takes. Can I contact you guys and order another pair of insoles to go into my shoes?
For insoles, yeah, definitely. We do
Okay,
that a
I
lot.
didn't.
But the
Okay,
soles is complicated. The outsoles. The thing is, our philosophy is that we should make shoes as much biodegradable as possible. That's why our shoes are almost up to 95% biodegradable, at
okay.
least the Seeker, which is our flight model. But so our idea is that people can just dump it in a compostable bin and it will fade out with time and compactation of the soil.
Definitely.
So
That is
that's where we
impressive.
aim to. But for the insoles, you can definitely order them. But I mean, as long as the shoes are still good, right? It depends how much you use them because the soles will tear out after a while.
Sure, sure, definitely. And that brings me another question. I'm sure you've connected with people all over the world. What are some of the coolest places you've gotten to ship them shoes or them bags? Or the farthest. I love to hear where you guys are reaching to.
We've shipped to a lot of far away places like Tasmania,
Wow.
Mongolia. I've just recently been to Kazakhstan where I was visiting a customer there. We've shipped to the Maldives, to Eastern Ireland. We've shipped to. Uh, there was one customer in Greenland, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
was
So
everywhere.
definitely. Do you think your shoes have made it to every continent yet?
I made of what?
Have they? Do you think they've made it to every continent on the
Yeah,
planet?
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
That's that's
Easily.
impressive. You're getting your name spread across the whole globe. And the thing you started that. You should be proud of yourself. Definitely.
Yeah, thank
That's a
you.
very impressive thing to do. I'm trying to do the same thing here. I've been reaching with people all over the world. I've talked to people in Barcelona, Spain, Europe, uh,
One step
France.
at a time.
Yep, UK, Australia. It is really cool to see the power of social media and how we can reach places we've never been able to reach before. Definitely. I'm sure your grandmother is proud of you, and she's probably very blessed to see that you have gotten it this far. That has to be a great feeling for your family.
No, definitely. Everyone is very happy, and everyone puts a lot of effort as well to help me. It's a
Definitely.
family business, so we're all in this together. So we're all proud of
Sure.
each other.
Definitely. Now, I was looking at some of your photos, and is that your grandmother in the photos with you?
Yes, yes. I was telling you the story. She was one of the founders of the project.
Yes,
The
sure.
two of us.
So she runs the sewing machine?
Yeah, for many cases, yes. For many products,
Wow.
but
That
not
is
all.
awesome.
I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
she doesn't have experience making a lot of shoes, but she has a lot of experience making textiles. And for
Sure.
instance, she made over 300 masks, me and her in the machine. She's stitching and
Wow.
I'm cutting. Yeah.
That's
And
impressive.
she helped us a lot draft and design the backpacks. to make sure the stitching. But now she focused more on quality, and she comes to the office. She's analyzing all the new samples, analyzing production, making sure everything is okay. I bring her a lot to the factory that she can give her, so that she can give her opinion on things. And she's really, really, she has a lot of experience, so she's really knowledgeable about all these things.
Definitely. We got something in common. My grandmother raised me. She was very much like your grandmother, into sewing and textiles and fashion and crafting and stuff like that. Very talented. Old, we call that the old English knowledge here. And
Yeah.
she had that. And unfortunately, I lost my grandmother 7 years ago. Sorry, 7
I'm
years
sorry
ago.
to hear that.
Yes.
It's always a big loss.
Yes. She had open heart surgery and didn't make it, unfortunately. But yeah, it's impressive when you see that family sticks together in business and can make something such as this grow into such a wonderful thing for the whole family. I'm excited to see where you guys go. I definitely want to get myself a pair of your guys' boots because I would wear them every day. I'm a driver, so I do 6,500 miles. I don't know what kilometers that is a month. 6,500 miles. Yes.
Are you a truck driver or something?
Yes. And
Wow, that's a lot.
yes, and I do a lot of walking that people wouldn't think I do because I unload my own loads. I load them and unload them. I don't just drive it. I do over 13,000 steps a day.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's quite a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a good comfortable shoe or boot, something like that, that's comfortable and that'll last and it's durable, I definitely like because I myself, I wear cowboy boots every day.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm from the country. I'm not from the city. And
That's
I live
cool.
in yes, I live in a town here that's surrounded by the Amish community, which is
Okay, got it. I know,
like
I know.
yes, like they don't believe in electricity or anything like that. It's all like horse and buggies and doing everything old
Oh, man.
English style.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's how it is here. But definitely. So we've got a lot to expect with you guys, and a lot coming up. I don't want to take up too much of your time this morning. We're about to hit a half hour here. And with that being said, can you let the audience know where they can find you, where they can connect, where they can place an order? And we'll get you off here and let you enjoy the rest of your, I don't know what time it is there. It's about 9:30 a.m. here.
It's
So
2:30 p.m. Yeah.
okay. All right. Excellent. So yeah, we'll let you get off here and enjoy your evening with your family and get back to your operations
No,
here.
we're working. We're full working on the Kickstarter campaign coming in 3 days, actually.
Sure, yeah. So you got a lot on your table, definitely. But if we're gonna have to share that and let our audience know, where to get that. But in the meantime, if you don't mind, just letting us know where they can find you and connect with you and place an order,
Sure.
we'll also be able to put that information in the bottom of the description after the video, so people can connect with you that way too.
Yeah, definitely. So the way people can find us, it's at 8000kicks.com. So that's 8000 KICKS 8000 kicks. I mean, but if you mistype it on Google, you'll find us anyway. We're good in Google. So then you can find our waterproof shoes, our waterproof hemp backpacks, hemp socks, and everything hemp.
Definitely. A friend of ours here, Red Eye Rustler, said cheers and he's saying have a good day, basically. So
Cheers,
definitely.
man. Cheers.
Definitely.
Great.
So, like I said, I don't want to hold you too long here, but definitely, I can't wait until the weather breaks here and I can actually get these on and try them outside of the house. Cause I know they're waterproof, but we got a lot of salt here for getting rid of ice and stuff, and I don't want my shoes dirty. That's the thing. It's not that I don't want to wear them out.
I know what you mean.
Yep. So definitely. So with that being said, we appreciate you coming on the Organically Blunt show. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And
thanks for having me.
Definitely. And we look forward to seeing more products coming your way. And love that. We love that you're basically doing a good thing for the environment. Your carbon footprint is so small that it is impressive. Definitely. I love what you guys are doing. Definitely. So
thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. You
Thanks
have a great afternoon. Thank you for coming on the Organically Blunt show.
Good morning. Ciao,
Bye-bye.
ciao.
You've been listening to the Organically Blunt Show, a cannabis lifestyle podcast that's raw, uncut, and unedited. Thanks for listening to the show. We would like to give thanks to this episode's partners: Grow Strong Industries, the mother brand of Gorilla Grow Tint, Kind LED, and Lotus Nutrients. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Seedsman Seeds, a trusted seed bank with over 20 years in the industry. Use coupon code Organically Blunt 10. Horticulture Lighting Group, HLG, real efficiency, real yields, and made in the USA. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Rain Science Grow Bags, one-of-a-kind mesh grow bags that eliminate problems and increase yields. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Growth Bags, the best curing solution to save terps. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Captain Redbeard Seeds, genetics that are loyal to the soil. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Humboldt Seed Company, Humboldt's original seed. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Fish Head Farms, the maker of fish shit, the most robust beneficial bacteria on the market. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Sofim Genetics, quality genetics at a fair price. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Green Wolf Genetics. These genetics come from a wolf pack that runs with quality and no BS. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Utopic Essential Nutrients. Discover the truth. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Stream Gardening, world-leading mycorrhizal fungi. Dry Tents, because we all need a place to dry that harvest. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And in the meantime, follow us on Instagram at Organically Blunt or on Social Club at Organically Blunt. You can reach us also via email at organicallyblunt@gmail.com. Organically Blunt can be found where you listen to podcasts such as iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, Anchor.fm, and Apple Podcasts. See you next time on the Organically Blunt Show.